It is nice to see so many of you both in Zoom land. Hello, Zoom land, and here in Simi Valley. Once there was a baker named Max. Max was prosperous. He had a large house, a family, and a bakery that everybody loved. He was also his synagogue's shamash, the caretaker, which meant he had a key to the synagogue, which will come to play an important part in our story tonight. Anyway, every morning he got up very early to bake. If you've ever worked in a bakery, apparently you have to get up very early. And every morning he would pray before baking, and every Shabbat he would bring 2 special chalot home to his family. Max was thankful for his life. He had everything he could want. A loving family, dogs, cats, and so on. But one day he decided he wanted to give more to God. And so one especially cold Friday morning, in the middle of winter, he baked chalot for all the people in town, and he had this crazy idea. He said, I'm going to try something just totally out there. And he baked 2 extra chalot for God. He had read he went to synagogue regularly. He heard that God liked bread on a table in the Mishkan and so on. He figured he'd give it a try. So he bakes these beautiful loaves. They're aromatic. Oh, they have beautiful poppy seeds and so on. He goes to the synagogue. And remember I mentioned he had the key, right? So he goes to the synagogue. And he comes in and he's got his chalot here in his coat. Beautiful chalot. And he goes up to the ark. And he opens up the ark, because remember, he's the shamash and he feels comfortable doing this on his own without any issue here. And he says, God, I'm so thankful for everything. You've given me such abundance. Here, take these 2 chalot as my thank you gift to you. Thank you so much. And then he's a bit of an absent-minded shamash, and then he realizes he left the oven on, and he closes the ark, runs out of the building, forgetting to lock the front door. He goes home to his bakery, and he's sure that God will receive his gift favorably. Meanwhile, across town, I'm the cobbler, the shoemaker guy. His fortunes have collapsed. He used to be prosperous. But now he was struggling to feed his family. You see, this new factory had opened that made shoes really cheaply, and it kind of put him out of work. And he worked late into the night, and he often didn't have enough to eat. And his Jewish faith withered, and he was ashamed he didn't go to synagogue anymore. And so that same bitter winter morning, with no bread for Shabbat, he decided to go out for a walk to clear his head and hopefully take his mind off his stomach. And he went by the synagogue and he figured, I'm not feeling particularly religious, but whatever, I'll go in on you know what, I'll try it and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? And he goes in and he stands before the ark and he says, "Hey, God, why my livelihood, God? What? Can you help me? Please help me, God." Nothing happens. He's really disappointed, but he decides he's going to try one more time. Listen, I try really hard. I'm a good cobbler. I make great shoes for the village, and I've tried really hard, and I've been a good Jew and stuff. Please help me, God. And he stomps on the floor. And the ark door opens a crack. Nothing happens. So he's about to walk out, and he walks over to the podium. And he says, God, why are you doing this to me? And he bangs on the podium. And as he bangs on the podium, you know what happens? The ark crack opens wider, and out falls, plop, a beautiful golden challah, the best golden challah that he's ever seen. He cannot believe his eyes. My God. Thank you, O Master of the Universe. That's wonderful. I have enough food to feed my family tonight for dinner, but tomorrow there's another one here. And he takes it out. He cannot believe it. It's out of this world. He's never experienced anything so insane in his life. And he says, oh, God, thank you so much. And he runs home, and his family has what to eat for Shabbat dinner. And they give thanks to God, and everybody is happy in his house. The following week, Max the baker is thinking to himself, well, that works. God accepted my offering of bread. I'm going to try it again and see if it works again. So the next week, he goes back, he gets up early, and he says his prayers, and he bakes his challah, and he takes his loaves, and he runs to the synagogue, and he puts them in the ark, and he runs home, and he forgets the key, and then Chaim comes in, and he prays, and he bangs the thing, and then he gets upset, and he bangs on the thing, and the ark opens, and he takes his challahs and goes home. Same thing happens a second time. And then, the following week, Chaim can accept it no longer, and at the same time, it so happens, Max can accept it no longer, and they both independently go to see the wisest person they can find, the rabbi. They're always, if I'm going to tell the story, I may as well make rabbis look good, right? So they go to see the rabbi. And they say, Rabbi, what's independently in the rabbi's office, and the first one comes in and says, Rabbi, you can't believe I make the bread, and I put the bread in the ark, and you can't, but then it disappears. And then the other one comes in, he says, Rabbi, I need the bread. The bread appears in the ark, and I take it, I leave it. And the rabbi is sitting there going, something here is funny. So the following Friday morning, the rabbi gets up early, and he says, I'm going to hide behind the ark, and I'm going to see what happens. And guess what happens? In walks the baker, and in he comes with his loaves, and he opens the ark, and he puts the loaves in the ark, and he closes the thing, and out he goes, and in comes the cobbler, and here he comes, and he's upset, he wants the thing, opens the ark, opens, and out come the loaves, and out they go, and he goes, he's so happy, and he thanks God. It's a wonderful story. The rabbi is so impressed by how they had taken care of each other. And so, the subsequent week, on Thursday, the rabbi calls them both to the rabbi's office and says, gentlemen, I have to tell you. The Torah says it is not to heaven that we should look, but essentially to one another. Today, one person's offering has become another person's sustenance. Is it not touching? Is it not so Jewish? And both men were very happy to hear this, but they actually both felt a little upset because they had believed in their heart of hearts that God's self, had intervened. And they felt that the rabbi was a bit of the rabbi stuck their nose in and deflated their balloon of joy about this miracle that had happened. They both felt a little upset because had they been naive? Had God not acted after all? All right. So maybe it was just human interaction. And then suddenly, the walls of the room of the rabbi's office started to shake. The lamps flickered and a voice, soft but unmistakably powerful, fills the room. You know what? God's always played by a man. I want to have a female God. Who would like to play God in this sermon? Who would like to play God in the story? Who would like?
Rabbi Michelle.
Rabbi Michelle, would you like to read the lines of God?
No.
It's only like about 4 lines in English. It's not Aramaic. Anybody? Anybody want to play God? It's always a guy.
Suzanne's going to be God for us.
Okay, so just through from here through here to the so from there to there. Nice and authoritative.
Do not be so quick to dismiss me. Who do you think planted the thought in Max to bring bread? Who do you think stirred Chaim's heart to pray? I do not always split seas or send fire from heaven, but I am here. I whisper, I nudge, I inspire. Through your hands, through your prayers, my presence lives. And then it was gone.
Thank you. Beautiful. The rabbi, Max, and Chaim looked at one another flabbergasted. This is not the way that the rabbi expected this meeting to go, certainly. So finally, the rabbi gets up the courage to speak and says, perhaps this is in fact the greatest miracle of all that's revealed, that God works through us, through the gifts we offer one another, and the faith that we hold on to. Friends, this is the heart of what Judaism teaches us. Judaism never depended only on heavenly miracles, or really at all on heavenly miracles outside biblical stories. In Deuteronomy, we read, it's not in heaven that we should look. We should not look to heaven for intervention and miracles, but God's presence is found here amongst all of us. Sometimes we hope for thunder and fire. Instead, we get this nudge, an idea to share, an impulse to pray, a chance to open the ark at just the right moment. The miracle is that human beings can become God's partners in the world. It's these small acts of kindness that ripple outward and touch other people's lives. Max and Chaim remind us when we give and when we receive with gratitude, we embody God's light, touch God's tiny little interventions in the world. That is how holiness enters the world. Not through loaves vanishing into heaven, but through the hands baking the loaves and the hands receiving the loaves and hands reaching for one another to help one another. Tomorrow, when we break bread, I don't want to put the idea in your head too early. It's still called Nidre, but we're going to get to break the fast tomorrow. When we taste the bread, may we not only taste the partnership of heaven and earth, but may we also taste the partnership of God and humanity. May we be moved, like Max, to offer from the abundance that we have. And may we be strengthened, like Chaim, to turn from despair to prayer, hope, and mutual support. And may we together feel God's quiet presence, urging us gently towards compassion and care. Gemar Chatima Tova, may you be sealed for a good year.